last part of a thing. And we're getting into the home stretch. We've got 2 more great speakers for you today. No more jokes have been tweeted. I learned that the one setup for a joke that was tweeted to me was tweeted by our last speaker today. So we'll give him extra appreciation when it comes to that. But before that, we got some excellent insights for you. They come from David Scarrett. David was up here before. If you were here for the panel discussion, he was on the couch. He's going to be back couch-free. He's working without a couch. When he was on the couch, he said, the only constant these days is change. And he's going to tell us more about that. David helps brands adapt to the business opportunities presented by new technology and behaviors. He has worked at a digital agency for 15 years in parenting, been involved in mobile for 10 years, and head of mobile for the last 5 years. Now with his company Nimbletank, he works with clients such as, I want to say ASOS. ASOS is how we say that, Universal, the BBC, and brands like Coca-Cola, Telefonica, Nike, Beats by Dre, Getty, Heineken and Unilever. That's so many stories, he can only tell one of them. So today he's telling us some lessons from Nike. Please welcome to the stage, David. The only constant these days is change. Scary.
Yes, I get paid every time I'm on use, so if anyone wants to keep tweeting it, that would be amazing. Nice to be here. 2 to go. 2 to go. There's only 2 people between you and the drinks bar, or your train, or your plan. So I'm here to tell Nike stories today. Nike, do things very well, generally speaking. I'm here to give you a bit of a warts and all on a few things: the DNA of the company, how innovation is at the heart of everything they do, including the management philosophy, and then dig into 4 stories really from. I don't have time for the whole presentation. I've got it on a post-it note. I won't give the post-it note away. That's obviously proprietary. So first up, a confession. So this is my wrist. This was my wrist a week ago, so I did have an Apple Watch when they first came out. I was quite lucky in that way, I guess. Not as lucky as sort of Beyonce, but quite lucky. And it was very interesting. The only thing is, I had to charge it every day, so I have actually gone back to my Nike Fuel Band. Not just because of today's presentation, but because I don't have to charge it very often. And it's vibrating all the time. And I found the Apple Watch apps at the beginning to be a little bit underwhelming, but I'm sure they will get better. I'm very confident they will get better. So first up, let's start at the beginning. Nike, the origin story. I love this one. So basically, the iconic swoosh was created in 1971 by 2 people, Bauman and Knight, a coach and a runner from Oregon. What's really nice is that Philip Knight is currently still the chairman of Nike. So Nike are actually one of the world's most valuable brands and most valuable sports brands. Their value overall as a business is $71 billion, and $19 billion of that is attributed to brand value alone. Nike currently have 62% of the sportswear market in the US, so quite a position to be in. They are also a regular cool brand, so when you see these surveys, I think they're a very good company here with Apple and Aston Martin. Now what's really interesting is that the swoosh hasn't changed since 1971. Anyone wants to take a guess at how much it cost them to design the Nike swoosh? $35 US. That's how much they paid the design studio. They haven't changed it since. It's obviously been patented and is a global icon. What they do and what they sell has also changed. So when they first came out, they were basically a track and field running shoe with a waffle sole for people in the Seattle, Oregon region to train for the US team for the Olympics. But now, if you look at their website and their sort of stock listings, etc., the company profile is actually listed as Nike fosters a culture of invention. We create products, services, and experiences for today's athlete while solving problems for the next generation. So much more than a shoe, a really broad set of products, experiences, and services. But what really are they selling? And I actually think they're selling dreams, and I think they're selling hope and victory. And if you're not achieving victory, then you always hope that you will. They're transforming the bodies of everyone, from elite athletes, people that won't get off the sofa, from saving seconds of personal best, to helping people see the world in a new way and engage with a new, better way to stay healthy. So now onto their company mission, which is really important because it drives all the software, all the communications, all the creativity, all the innovation. And this is a direct screen grab from their website, so no secrets here. They bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world, but really, really interesting actually. And although it is quite small, it's actually the most important thing on the screen, which is the asterisk, which is if you have a body, you're an athlete. So all of Nike's product, services and communications report into this single mission. It's very clear and it can be summed up in one sentence. It's memory. And everyone who works at Nike has the shared belief and the shared mission, and that's really important. So the management philosophy is to lead, to coach, to manage, and to inspire. That's the management manifesto, a set of core principles at Nike that helps foster a better way of doing things. And they have another saying, which is what you stand for is important as what you stand. They have a very broad set of innovation culture principles. There's 11. I'm not going to read every single one, but I think there's a few interesting ones here. So, it's a little bit US, but if we can't lead it, we don't need it. So that they enter markets they can dominate. So they're not happy to be second best, and rarely are they. They simplify a lot of the products actually have quite a short life cycle, so they have to make really quick decisions in order to continue to be successful. The consumer decides. The company is keenly aware of the sophisticated nature of its customers, and they're a key stakeholder as part of the process. And one of my favourites that I always try and ingrain in people that work with me is to be a sponge, because the constant these days has changed in digital. That your employees and the people that you work with have to be open and curious to new ideas, because things are just going to keep moving. So you kind of have to get on the roller coaster of track players. That's the way it's going to be. So two things at Nike work together very powerfully: campaigns and platforms. Campaigns build noise and enhance the scale. Platforms deliver ongoing business value. So I think Nike Plus is a very good example of an ongoing platform. A campaign can be something like a World Cup commercial. We'll get onto that. So Nike Plus training system, I mentioned it earlier, it's probably the holy grail of brand utility. It's 9 years old, and the app was originally integrated with the iPod just to show what it was. And it allowed runners to easily track their data. They've actually been extending it. Of course, that product and that service has evolved over time. So now it's more social, you can share photos, you can get cheers, it integrates with Facebook, it even integrates with Path. They've brought out wearable apps for devices such as Gear S from Samsung, which is a very clever wearable that actually has an built micro SIM, so you can do calls without needing a phone. And then you also obviously have this the wearable piece with fuel bar, which we'll come on to. And even things like their hashtags. So they used to have a hashtag called Make It Count, which very much existed in the space between friends. It's something you would actually say to someone else. And I always find the best thing in advertising lines, they almost sound like you ever heard a friend saying it to another friend. So Nokia very clever at operating in the space between friends, but equally they're happy to evolve. So frankly, people didn't all use the phrase make it count, they adapted it and they just said counts. So they didn't go, well, hold on, we didn't invent that. They just appreciated the customers were using a certain vernacular and changed how they did hashtag strategy. So creative isn't just in mobile, it isn't just in hardware and software or wearables or apps or whatever. It is everywhere. So this is a bit of 3 random selections of cool things that Nike have done recently. So have a good look. Really nice attention to detail in the ambient there. So the good look sitting on the bench, but very, very Nike. There's a lovely bit of tug of war going on that we'll talk about there for probably one of the more impressive outdoor ads you'll ever see. And then, to be honest, generally every World Cup ad they do is pretty epic and almost a cultural event all of its own. And whilst they don't always sponsor these things, they certainly make it feel like they're sponsored regardless. So very good at taking over events, very good at being creative everywhere, whether it's a poster, a bench, or a TV. Now, social media is certainly an area where Nike truly excel. Take a look on Instagram and you'll see that they, as of today, are at 16.4 million followers, which is quite an envious number. And they've done that because they really understand the medium. They understand that it's a place where people take beautiful photos, they show the product in context, they're very much in the moment shots. So a rumour when I was working at Nike was that they would not release a product for sale if it didn't shoot well on all the filters on Instagram. So I know there was an Air Max with a lot of sequins on it that didn't see the light of day because of that. But a lot of brands talk about really taking social seriously, but I don't hear many that physically won't release a product if it doesn't look very good with the Instagram filter. So I think that shows how deep and how much understanding they have of the Instagram format. And just in terms of this up on the wall, this is very interesting. So photo ID. So basically Nike ID, you don't really know, is customized sneakers essentially. But basically we take a photo and it would colour match colours from the photo and automatically generate you a cool, unique pair of trainers that you could order for a slight price point that we made bespoke to you. All very seamlessly, of course, in our first. So a little bit more on World Cup stuff. So the last World Cup last year featured this little lovely piece of work here, which was called Fear No Moment, for the partnership with Google and Nike. It actually ran in 15 countries. We always talk about real-time content, but this is real-time paid content. So 15 seconds after a goal had been scored, they created ads that ran on their own platforms and others. You can actually go in and change the avatar, put your stamp on it, and share it socially. And they actually have the athletes built in 3D so you can spin it around. So you can actually create your own ad from iconic moments during the World Cup, but in real time, in paid formats on their own website. So a very interesting example of another way of thinking about real time. Another interesting one here is to think about their overarching app ecosystem. So a lot of brands, probably 5-10 years ago when I was starting out in the mobile journey, I guess you could say, wanted an app because probably the person they worked with, I don't know, they had £30,000 in the marketing manager said, yeah, let's do an app. It'll look really good on my LinkedIn. And these days it's much more about let's build an app because we actually want to improve people's lives. And the way Nike do it is to essentially create an ecosystem. So what you can see here is SB, which is skateboarding. So basically the app for skateboarding has some amazing things in it. It has the complete family tree, as it were, of skateboarding tricks. But it basically teaches you to do skateboarding tricks. And in terms of interacting with video, to do slow motion, to tilt the phone. So that's quite nice in terms of depth and music here. You have Nike Training, which is essentially a personal trainer in your pocket, shows you videos, shows you how to do certain types of squats, whatever else. Nike Football is actually more a social utility. It's actually about getting down the bar with your mates to play football, so it's highly integrated with Facebook. All the UI is essentially like an Instagram feed, really snappable, but it's all about getting physically to play football with your mates. Nike Fuel I'm going to get onto anyway, so I won't dwell on that one. Nike Move was kind of fuel without the hardware, so it used the various processes and various Apple products to see how fast and where you move through your steps with various sensors. And then Nike Plus Running is the 9-year kind of epic platform that basically helps you perform better as well. So a nice kind of branded house there of apps. At no point do any of these apps ever try and sell you anything. It's just about making you a better athlete. As I said before, if you have a body, then you're an athlete. These are about helping you achieve your goals, your personal goals, which are often about motivation. And mobile obviously being very personal device is great at motivating people at the time through nudge theory. So now on to fuel mode, right? Okay. So this probably feels a bit old now. So I'm not really going to sort of dwell on like the hardware side as such. I think the software side of it evolved really nicely, and hopefully what I can do is give you a bit of a backstory. So the idea for fuel mode was born in 2010, just to give you an idea of this. This was 5 years ago. And it took RGA, the company I worked for, 2 years to get it through from concept stage to launch. And then since 2012, the product has evolved through an SE version, and the software has also evolved to become what it is today. There's been various decisions and choices made over that time period that I'll kind of dig into today and give you the kind of 4 key take-out trends that hopefully you can still apply to your business, even if you're not planning on building hardware, which you don't have to go and do, obviously. So firstly, kind of scene setting. You may have heard of this sort of connected self movement, quantified self. It's all about knowledge, so it's about understanding, how many steps you take, what kind of calories you're taking, how you're sleeping. Because actually sleep can be really important to how motivated you are to do things. And therefore, by understanding the data, we can make better decisions. So essentially, the context of the opportunity here is that you could achieve greater self-knowledge through self-tracking. Here's probably the best video you can find, which is on YouTube, about the fuel story.
This is the 90 Plus Fuel Made to inspire anyone to be more active. Its foundation is a universal system of measurement called fuel. Unlike calories, fuel lets you compare yourself with anyone, no matter what their body type is or what they're doing. The fuel band is the device you wear that tracks everything you do. One button lets you check your stats. LED lights change from red to yellow and then to green when you hit your goal. Motivation is the core of the experience. To make sure fuel is something people want to use and share every day, competition and celebration are built in. As we experimented with the algorithm behind fuel and the design of the experience, our work gave us an insight we felt summed up the fuel band story. Everything you do counts.
Hey, you count, sucker!
At launch, this became the campaign that introduced fuel to the world. From the moment they put it on in the morning, users are constantly interacting with the fuel band and the service that drives it. They are sharing more, talking about the brand more, and spending more on Nike products. Fuel has fundamentally changed Nike's business as well. From a marketer of athletic shoes to a company whose products and services work together in a system of value for consumers, and whose mission has become an obsession with using technology to make every athlete better. This is the Nike Plus Fuel Band.
So you can see these bits in there that show how we make it. So the playground, there's the technology, hand curve batteries, getting in the room, drawing things, experiencing it. The phrase we used for testing the hardware was eating your own dog food. So you kind of have to keep using this thing over and over to work out how you can make it better. And things like battery life was really important. That was just the simplicity of the display. So let's get into the 4 trends, and ironically the first one is actually simplicity. When you create software and hardware, sure everything is brutally simple. As I said earlier, we have an 8-second attention span, and it was 12 seconds, so things are only getting worse. So fuel itself is the universal way to measure movement. It's really simple. So the best Apple launches, you can always remember the products because it's one sentence that was the benefit to you. So the product that I remember the most from Steve Jobs' announcement was 1,000 songs in your pocket for iPod. I think we can kind of tell about the Apple Watch thing is that it just isn't possible to say what's good about it in one sentence. It's a luxury item that does lots of things quite well. You can implement it. They were obviously not stand on stage and say that. Let's get into the hardware. So I mentioned the curved battery. You charge it by USB. You press one button, it only has one button. There is no fancy display stuff going on here. It's generally weatherproof. It lets you see calories, time, fuel steps, and very simple data. And you can sync it by Bluetooth to your phone. The first version came in one colour, and 3 sizes, so really quite simple. They then brought out 2 more colours, and they premiered it quite clever with Serena Williams modeling, so they had graphite and ice white. So in the first 9 months, you only had 3 colours, you had 3 sizes. If you went to a store, they'd set it up for you. So keeping it really simple, because when you're entering a new category and you're creating it, that's what you have to do, to make it really simple, to kind of remove the objections from the customer. There was then a second version of the hardware, called the SE. This had Bluetooth 4, had a range of colours, and let you tag sessions such as urine and cycling, which fuel members want to be able to track. So keep it really simple, trend 1. The second trend is kind of the nature of the beast now. You have to keep moving. Things keep evolving. You have to keep things fresh. You have to look at the functionality. You look at the parts of the software that customers don't use and scrap out and replace it with something we actually want that's going to have a benefit. So let's look at how it's evolved. So here's a quick one for you. This is how just the app icon has evolved for the version. So they've had 4 major updates over the last 3 years. So let's get into it. So the first one, which will probably start to get a little bit old now, but still was very much of the time, had the persistent navigation across the bottom, which you don't see as much anymore in my experience. Had lots and lots of ways to look at the data that, again, not majorly animated, but did have a lot of cool stuff in there, including a character called Fuely, who saw in the video, and we'll get a little more into good old Fuely, but he could get a little bit annoying, let's put it that way. And the point of this really was to try and get you to streaks and to unlock badges. More on that later. The next iteration involved a lot more social, so path, photo share, just generally just moving it up a little bit, but not a massive overhaul. Second version was a larger overhaul, so it went from a persistent nav across the bottom to what is known in the trade as the burger nav. I love that one, so you can see top left of 3 lines. And the line bars are much more elegant and modern. You could then now have sessions, you could have your trophies, you could win the hour. Now this was great, this is a little bit like the watch thing that tells you to stand up all the time. Because actually it is proven that if you don't stand up for a few hours a day, it's not very good for you. So basically the way win the hour would work, which did come from medical research, is that if you didn't stand up for 5 seconds a day, you wouldn't win the hour, but if you could win 8 hours a day, you'd get an extra sort of digital badge. And then the other thing you could do is you could create groups, so you could have like a combined fuel total that you're all trying to get to, so you can motivate each other for sort of fitness goals and things. Now one mistake they made, which is not really a mistake, it's just very genuinely hard to do, is Android. So they really took over 2 years to get the Android app ready now to market, which frankly was too slow, and there's quite a lot of bad reviews in the Apple ecosystem, but it was just very hard to do. I'm getting into too much detail as it varies in years, but anyway, it is what it is. You have to deliver these things, and to do it again, I think Android will launch pretty much at the same time as iOS, because that's the nature of the beast these days in terms of the ecosystems. Version 2.4 in 2015 had flat design trophies partners integrated with extra third parties. So you can see it's not just about getting to launch, it's what you do after that, how you evolve, how you progress, and what you do next. So you can see we've got healthcare integration, which of course didn't even exist back then. The third area is reward. So you can see here's a bit of a trophy tree. There's lots of digital trophies and lots of gamification trends taken into account during this project. Here's some more slightly revamped trophies here. So you've got various things. There's even a badge for if you get to your target on a day when the clocks change. So now quickly onto Fuelie. I kind of missed this guy, but he did get annoying, so we had to kill him. But I'll show you what he used to look like. But once you spend so much time trying to earn this many fuel points, even though it kind of doesn't really mean anything, it actually becomes kind of equivalent of a cult. It's kind of quite hard to leave. So now the fourth trend, people and partnerships. So the thing is, you can create software that they're going to be used by humans. So it's really interesting to see how that evolves over time. But equally, to keep things fresh, you have to open things up. So now you create APIs and various other things to keep this thing moving. So let's kind of dig into that now. So I did find this on Google and I thought it was quite interesting. So someone actually got a 90 plus tattoo, which is a bit sad. Anyway, let's just have a few videos here to see what went on with customers.
Before I had a fuel band, I didn't really understand why somebody would wear one until it was attached to my wrist.
The fuel band is, to me, a reminder to always kind of keep staying focused in my job and my life. It's about balance.
I love the Nike Fuel Band because it's kept me on track to stay disciplined and keep me dedicated to a healthy lifestyle.
My days are completely chaotic. I'm always traveling. I want to make sure I'm really enjoying life and not focusing on just work.
The month after I first got my fuel band, I didn't buy a monthly Metro card. I just stopped taking the subway altogether.
On Instagram, I use hashtag #TeamFuelBand. It's a hashtag that I came up with to not only represent anyone who is about the fuel band life, but to also invite people to join that team.
Everything started with getting a fuel band. This year's New Year's resolution was to run 600 miles, and I'm on pace to.
Good, so you can see it's changed people's lives, which is quite nice. So regardless of whether fueling is annoying or not, it is nice to look back and think, it's had a bit of an impact. So look, just moving on to how it all kind of comes together. So Nike Plus and Fuel platforms. People go off and use these platforms in different ways. Nike create different bits of software that enable them to have a healthy life and achieve their personal goals. Sometimes they create hardware as well. And they also create partnerships such as the Fuel Lab and Nike API SDKs. And this is part of TomTom and Garmin to keep the product moving and have a Fuel Lab space in San Francisco for startups to work with them in. And they also were one of the first brands to do, I guess, a sort of brand hackathon type thing, which is an accelerator program, which they did back in 2013. So just closing words. So Tim is a fan. Might have to work on my tennis. So Fuel Band, was more of a branding success than a commercial success. I think people felt conscious about how it looked on their list at times when they were out for a date with them. But Tim Cook at a conference in 2013 said, you know I wear this, obviously referring to the Fuel Band points. It's an area ripe for exploration. So I would like to, I'll take a little bit of credit that this device has sort of spurred Apple on to become the next screen, as you would say. So to be accurate, Tim was a fan. And you can see him in his watch. Now just talking a little bit more about Apple and Tim very briefly, and I kind of like to think about, rather than the size of the screen, the context of the use of the screen. So, if I miss a train and I'm looking for some content about whatever it might be, when the next train is, whenever a text message about something, a wrist is a great place. If I'm trying to find something and it's raining, the wrist is an interesting place. If I want to do some complicated retouching, I think I'm going to go for the big monitor and the mouse and the right kit that gets the job done. And if I'm mooching around on the sofa and my phone's run out of battery, I'm probably going to go for the tablet. So these things aren't necessarily competing with each other, they're benefiting each other, but the contexts are quite wildly different. So to include what to think about. So here's my little summary for you. So start with a collective mission, bake creativity into the culture, the DNA and management philosophy of the business, the brand and the employees, build incredible experiences that are useful, inherently simple, that reward the user without being annoying. Keep evolving them, because you cannot stand still in software. Partner with others, including your customers. Think about posture and mobility contexts, not just screen sizes.